Hello, everybody. My name is Lewis Lee, and this is Plan in Traffic. We do this every Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, and we talk about cars, boats, trucks, and anything you put gas in. Got my man Motor Mouth Ray. What's up, Ray?
Lewis, got that right, dude. We do this every week. Come rain, shine, snow, which is coming to me very soon. Sore throats, which is with me right now, and everything in between.
All right, all right.
All right. So listen, we got a great guest this week. My friend Rob is with us. Rob is a car guy. He builds, he creates, he customizes, and he recently got into doing some leather work, which is the perfect tie-in for him to speak to you, among other reasons. And we're gonna have some fun tonight. I know this is. We're gonna sit back and listen. This is what's gonna happen.
All right.
It'll be a good show. So Rob Lewis and here's the audience. They're out there somewhere, but you'll meet the regular guys when they come in a little bit, and we'll have some fun.
We're glad to have you on, Rob. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your experience on the car scene?
Well, Lewis and Ray, thanks for having me on. I do appreciate it. Recently retired a little over a year ago, but I'm still doing some custom work for some, I'm gonna call them clients, but they're friends. But I've been hot rodding since I was about 15. Been through a lot of muscle cars. Worked. My first job was put 7 years in a machine shop, and I'm gonna tell you one thing. That's a skill that has lasted my entire life.
Yeah.
All the way up to this. It's just amazing how much education I got when I was machining. But worked at IBM, moved out to the East Coast. My son was into hot rods too. We did a lot of early Mustangs. We did 3 Mustangs with him. I've had El Caminos, and I've been all over the Chevy 2s. I've been all over the place. Currently finishing up a 76 F100 with a Coyote swap for a friend. And then I've got one more that I think I tell everybody this is my last one, but I got an 87 C10 for a friend that I'm going to build up. He wants to put some kind of an LS in it. So I do a lot of different things for hobbies. I ride adventure motorcycles. I got a dual sport and a touring off-road motorcycle. I'm into astrophotography. I love taking pictures of the stars. I just kind of I'm a 9-time grandpa. I know Ray's a new grandpa.
Yeah.
Ray.
I feel like a
badge of
neophyte.
honor.
Is that your first grandchild, Ray?
Yes, it is.
Oh, shoot, that's even a more of a congratulations.
Well, send me a cake. Come on, send me some pudding.
Way.
I'll celebrate. Yeah. No, this is number one, and it's and I wanted to have grandkids earlier because I really enjoyed having little kids. I love, and not in a Biden way, but I really enjoyed having little kids. I like Rob. This with this show we kind of let our true feelings slip. Sometimes.
All right.
Bear with me. No, I enjoyed raising kids. I enjoyed parenting kids. I enjoyed the whole thing. I have friends that hate it. They don't like it at all, but I loved it. And the interaction as you see them grow and react to you and all of that. So that's a story for another day. But again, I have 2 daughters, and I wasn't pushing them to go and give me grandkids, although I would have liked having them earlier, just because I'd be a little younger and they'd be younger too. But hey, life takes its turns when it happens when it happens, and I'm thankful. Just thank God that everything is everybody's healthy and safe and healthy. So it'll maybe you can shave off a few years off of me now. I don't know.
Let me tell you what, I think they do make you live longer. And
do you?
I think they make you happy. It just puts you in that place to where, whenever the biggest thing about life is trying to be happy. And I think later on, it's like they've got all the greatness of having kids, but way less responsibility. Because you could they always made the joke because you can play with them and you can give them back.
Right.
You're just the guy that plays and has fun, and all they want you to do is get down to their level, get on the ground, and just be with them and do whatever they're doing.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, my daughter's already on that. Well, she was my little apprentice in the garage. I actually set up one of my toolbox drawers at her height when she was about 5 years old. And I'd work on the car and flip her bike over, and she'd play with the bicycle. I'm out there doing an oil change, and damn, she'd squat on there with me. I'm like, what are you doing under here? So, and not that she became a mechanic or anything, she certainly didn't. But she's kind of propagating that and saying, hey, you know what, maybe the baby now, maybe it skipped a generation, so he's gonna be with you. So she's already prepping him with. We bought him all sorts of little baby car books and car onesies and hot rod stuff. So yeah, who knows?
Train him up right.
If he becomes a pastry chef, I'll be just as happy. So, right.
Nothing wrong with cooking. I love some cooking too. I mean, that's creative and working with your hands too. So it's always nice to do a little cooking too.
And I'll tell you, just coming back from your area, we were just down in the Charlotte area, but we were up in the Concord area too when I was talking to you. And I love the food down there. I really do. And I don't go for everything that's chicken fried, deep fried, or double fried. I found some really good restaurants and some good places. So I really enjoy it down there.
Great. So Rob, where'd you retire from?
So I spent the last of my career working in marketing. I used to work for a company called Radiator Specialty that is no more. And we manufactured and formulated all the gunk and liquid wrench products. So whenever I went into them, I've been in manufacturing my whole life through engineering, and then got into some quality, and then got into project management, and went back to school real late in my life. Actually, whenever I was 50, I went back and got my bachelor's degree and graduated in 2014. Marketing spot opened, and I was just a fit, man. I just felt at home. It's like being in your garage and the smells of the chemicals and stuff. And, you just felt like at home. So I worked in marketing for the longest time, and did a lot of product development. And then from there, I moved into one of our sister companies and doing a lot of biohydraulic fluids. And we manufactured and filled those and shipped those around the world. And I retired from that. I just got to the point to where I thought I'd had enough working. And they were great jobs, and but now you get to.
I still have some of these.
That was in marketing. That was the first brand that I owned was Motormedic, and those were all of the functional fluids and power steering fluids and brake fluids and stuff like that. But I just got to where, it's not that I didn't want to do anything, because I got plenty of stinking stuff to do, but just tired of working. Just tired of working.
Louis, too. If I could add to that story, I had myself a carburetor agitating machine, and I was using the gunk hydroseal fluid. And one year, the bottom of the metal barrel, it rusted a little bit and it was leaking. So I said, okay, let me. I guess I got on the website. I found a contact information. I shot an email out to see if I could get a replacement can. Well, Rob happened to be checking the customer emails that week, I guess, whatever. And he got back to me, and we started a dialogue, and he got me the replacement can. And I do what I always do. I said, hey, listen, you're in the automotive field. I do an automotive radio show. How'd you like to come on the radio show and talk about it? So he did. And that started the friendship. And I remember when Rob went back to school, I had done that a few years previous, and had a hell of a time. So we shared I remember sharing some of my thoughts with him on how to get through it and all. And that really I felt that really kind of cemented, kind of gelled the friendship.
Oh, that's great.
And I think that's great. And that's what we do on this show. I do it on the radio show. And for the last 25 years of my life now, being in this arena, I've made a lot of friends like that, you included. And I think I've seen you maybe 2 or 3 times. That's it in all that time. And, but it just proves you don't have to be with somebody to have a quality relationship.
Yeah.
And,
I think that was, I want to guess, maybe around 2010-ish, sometime around there, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe in that range. We didn't see each other for the first time, and we got pretty good friends. We didn't see each other for the first time, but about 2 years ago.
That's correct.
We met over in Matthews, I think it was, and we had coffee over there. And,
that's correct.
It was like, it was weird.
That was the year my wife and I came down, and we were looking to relocate, and I got to meet you for the first time. I met Lou Santiago, who the show was Lou's originally. Met him. My buddy Mike Mooney, who's up in what the hell? He's up further north than you. Claremont. He's up in Claremont. We drove up there, and my buddy, I have a friend, another guy who's from down here who listens to the radio show, and he's in a town south of Raleigh. That's where we were originally looking to locate. So that was like my whirlwind tour. Like I met 4 guys that I actually touched base with, which I thought was pretty cool. So
you know, it's great to meet people online. We became really good friends with Papa Squirrel and Debbie, and they surprised me last week and showed up here at Quartzsite, and we went out for breakfast. You know, I mean, it's such a joy to see them, you know, in person all the time. It's like, it's great, and we met on the internet.
Right.
It's really nice about that is then you end up having these really good friends that you can actually see, you know, via video chats and stuff. But you're all over the country, and
my wife has actually said that to me at one point. She goes, you know, I never know who you're talking to anymore, and I don't know if it's a guy who's 2 blocks away or 2,000 miles away. I said, yeah. I said, because at any given time, that's how it rolls like that. But
that's the nice part about technology is actually it can get you. You can rely on it in a bad way, but it can also bring you very close.
No, I was going to say that is the beauty of technology. We're using it the right way, and we're using it to continue. I tell my kids are grown now, but I still explain to them. You know, we networked with a telephone and a letter back in the day. I said now we're just using the new version of technology to network, and it's a hell of a lot faster. And you know, it's if you use it the right way, it's a great tool, especially in business. You know, but personally as well. So,
yep. And you know, with the internet opening up the world, do you remember back in the day, if you needed a part, you either had to buy it new from the dealer, or you had to go to the junkyard. Right. Now, you can go online and find any part you need, and it could be in Israel, it could be in Texas, it could be anywhere.
Right.
So this technology really is opening up the world.
Oh yeah.
Very nicely for automotive in automotive motorcycles and stuff like that. It's like, it doesn't matter where you find it, you're going to be able to get it. And get it pretty quick.
Very true. Yeah, very true. Yeah, so that's you know, I still like to rely on the major manufacturers for new stuff, but obviously for old stuff or a replacement part or something that isn't available, obviously as a new part. Yeah, the world has opened up, and you know, I mean, things have changed. Prices have spiked. They go up, they go down. You know, people think that everything is gold. I have a lot of saved searches I watch on eBay, and some stuff. It's just funny what you see people asking for stuff, and then like, well, damn, if I want to sell one and I ask a reasonable price, people are going to think it's junk because I'm not asking a super high price. So it kind of set a whole other dynamic up.
You know what you were talking about. You know, we're talking about technology and how it's helped us is and how things you can find out if things are really overpriced. I'm not sure if you guys are AI fans or not, but ChatGPT has actually been a pretty phenomenal friend for me in finding things, and they will give you breakdowns of stuff on what to kind of expect on what they've seen out there. And it's like I recently was getting rid of some old equipment, and it's like I followed their exact playbook on what to do and how to post it, what to say. They wrote the ad. Man, stuff was just flying off the shelf. So, and they said, hey, this is what the going price is. If it's this, you know, if it's really good, it's this. If it's lower, it's this. But you're right. You see some people on there. I'm going to go back to the Singer sewing machines that, you know, we had, you know, made a comment about beforehand. Is some people think they've got an old Singer sewing machine and they think it's a gold mine and it's on sale there for, you know, $1,500, and you look it up, it's really worth about $40.
Yeah.
People think they've got a gold mine just because it's old, and that's not always the fact.
Right. I tell them, listen, dude, I'll show you my birth certificate. Doesn't mean I'm worth $1 million. I'm old. But it's very true. So it still comes down to buyer beware. You have to be up on what you're buying. You have to know a relative assessment, relative value, and it all depends how bad you want it. It's like anything else, you know.
Yeah.
So because I've done that a couple times. I follow some tool searches, and I've actually got into some not really bidding wars, but you know, it escalated. And I think we all do it. It's like, you won. I'm like, damn it, what did I do? I didn't
Why?
want Well, now I got it. As long as it's still under what the new price would be, you're ahead of the game. But
Yeah, I remember first getting on eBay, and I got so excited, man. I bought like a whole bunch of things, and not realizing that I got to pay for all those little things I bought, and my bill was like $300 or $400. I'm like, oh shoot.
Yeah. Now I'll show you something. I want to show this to Brian, but I don't know if he's going to make it on tonight. So one of the things I had bought years ago to do brake work are, a metal hook, and it's coated with something black, and you use this to hang the caliper when you're doing a brake job, so you don't hang the caliper by the hose. You just hook this on a strut spring or any component. So we were down in the depot in Concord, which is a 88,000 square foot antique mall. That's what I was talking to Rob about sewing. And I found a guy's booth, and he had nothing but like iron. He had these hooks. These are the next size. They're longer than these.
Mm-hmm.
And he had them like increasingly longer. And for those blackened ones, I think I remember paying about $20 for the pair because they were on an automotive site. And I bought them years ago, but I said, okay, you know what? I keep one at home. I put one at the shop. Gonna use one at a time. And these that were handmade, he had all sorts of flat iron and all sorts of stuff. I think I paid $450 for the pair. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna paint them black. I love that.
Yeah, you should have bought a whole bunch of them, painted them, and put them online.
So yeah, for $20 a pair. I know. Well, I already had 5 bags of tools with me and a floor jack that I was traveling with, so I don't want to load it down anymore. But I guess the takeaway is you have to have your eyes open. He wasn't selling them as an automotive product because a lot of the stuff he sold, it would be, flat iron hangers. You put them on a barn or a garage or whatever, hang your hose, whatever. So I'm sure he wasn't thinking of brake calipers, but first thing I thought was, I can use this on a truck because it's longer. Get it on the strut, and so you got to think outside the box.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
So Rob, you're in the leather hobby. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've just started this just a few months ago, and it's one of those hobbies that I feel is very addictive and expensive.
Yeah.
The things that you find out real quick is like, holy cow, leather is expensive.
Yeah.
But just over the few months, mostly just trying to educate myself in the hobby itself. I got I've bought the plethora of tools that you use for it, but I've started making some things, and actually I like making them. But I've been using some chrome tan leather, and I've been making some bags and purses.
Oh, nice.
And they're lined, and I've got pockets, and it's just trying to. I think when you first start this, you've got these expectations. Oh man, I'm going to make some freaking awesome wallets and stuff like that. Then you start making them, and you realize, okay, this is not as easy as you like. But I started making these bags, and I'm starting to just get some experience in making something. And I've made 2 of them that have, they're like a double strap purse, and it turned out really good. I've made some wallets that I really like. I like minimalistic wallets. And this was the first one that I made here. Okay. So it's a nice, and I hand stitched this one. That's probably the best one I've made. I was gonna, you guys are probably the same way. It's like you want things that you make to be really good in quality. You want people to say and go, oh man, he did a really good job. So I had these great expectations that I was going to make these wallets for my son-in-laws for Christmas and put gift cards in them and give it to them with a new wallet.
Yeah.
The wallets turned out okay, but you're so tough on yourself. It's like, God, I don't even know if I could give that away because, this stitch isn't straight or it's not perfect here. And so I made several wallets that I just didn't give away.
Now you have 4 wallets that you carry.
Yes, I got a bunch of wallets, but you've learned, here's another one that I made here. I really like this one. This is the first one that I worked on that I actually had a natural veg tan leather, and I dyed it. and that's another technique that it's an art form because
It really is.
first of all, the leather doesn't dye even, and then you've got to do it just right, or you got streaks, and it's like it got a little bit frustrating. But I've gotten a little bit better, and you're seeing what everybody else is doing. Are you, Lewis? Have you? Oh, okay, nice.
So here's my minimum wallet.
Yeah, nice. Got a little snap on it. Yep. Oh,
And folds
nice.
over. So it holds. It has 2 pockets there.
Yep.
And this is chrome tan.
Where do you put the spare magazine?
Oh, that's the other side.
Okay.
and I like working with the chrome tan, but it's certainly not for everything. And some of the veg tan I do really like.
What is the difference between explain chrome tan and veg tan, please?
My understanding, Lucy, maybe I'll explain it better, but the veg tan, they use like a vegetable based tanning, and then the chrome tan, it's like a chromium salt or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
And
the veggie tan is more natural. Like you can do more natural things with it, and then you dye it to the color. A lot of the chrome tans and stuff like that are already colored. So you buy it, and it's already, you buy the color you want.
Okay.
Yep.
They are more. Well, I guess it depends on what size you get, because one of the things that I learned too is they call the leather by the ounce, so it could be like a 3 to 4 ounce. But then you look up, how do you figure out if it's 3 to 4 ounce? You're actually measuring the thickness of it actually gives you an ounce. So it's like, what?
It's totally different. Yeah.
It's like, so it's just all that education to me. But it's the chrome tan is a lot more flexible. It's easy to make bags with. So, and then but the wallets, this one here is a chrome tan, and I like this one because it was only like a 3 to 4 ounce, and it wasn't so big and bulky, because you can get something really bulky on these things if you're like going with the veg tan. So I'm just kind of getting into it and just really enjoying it so far.
All right. So here's a knife roll that I made for the wife. My wife's into knives. So check this out. So this rolls open.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
And then her knives are in there. It's like a tool.
That looks like when you buy a punch set from Snap-on. They're always they're in the little pockets.
That's nice.
Good.
You added the straps on it to tie it together too. That's
like a tool roll.
Nice. I like that.
It's like a tool roll. Yep.
Right.
So what's nice about leather, you can use it on so many different things. Like I have stuff all over the house that I've done with leather. It's an incredible medium.
So I have that 76 F100, and I put a new Locar shifter in it.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I'm going to make a boot for that I'm going to try to make one out of leather for that.
Nice.
And see how I can cross that over.
Are you going to go tall? Make a tall boot, or
a little bit taller? Yeah.
Nice.
Now I'm not. I don't think I'm going to be doing like automotive upholstery. That's another level. That's another level of sewing that you've got to. I feel like it's like CAD. You got to have the thought process up here and how all this stuff is gonna turn out. But I do like sewing. I'm sewing on a couple of older machines. The one that I have is a Singer from 1908 or 1910. The serial number falls in that range, and that's my primary one that sews this chrome tan really nice. So I've been using that one and looking for a walking foot. Kind of step my next game up. I've been searching. I'm not going to buy a new one. They're kind of outrageous new. They may be worth it, but it's just kind of hard to pull the trigger on a $2,000, $3,000. So
how often does that stuff come up in the used market?
Pretty often.
Often, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you got a good shot. Where did you set up in the house, Rob, or did you set up?
So no, I've got a small 24 by 24 shop. It's two bay garage, and then I added on the back of it. It's a 20 by 8 add-on building, and that's where I have that's where I set up back there. I've got a desk back here too. I like 3D printing. I got a small 3D printer. I've also got a diode laser that I do some work with, and that's all in the back room. And then I've got in the front of the building, in the shop itself, I got a CNC wood machine that I shape Boko, that I cut wood. I like doing woodwork too. It's kind of the same, falls into that same realm.
Yeah, let me run something by you, because like you, I had early in my career, I was in a machine shop, and I learned so much. And to this day, I've taught so many people just stupid things like how to determine you want to tap a hole. Guys just grab a drill bit. I'm like, dude, there's a tap drill chart. There's a way to do this. And I've taught people how to sharpen drills, how to sharpen taps, all the stuff I learned. I like passing it on. And I think anybody in automotive should have some machine shop experience, like you said earlier. So with that, I thought that anything that's mechanical kind of comes a little easier. How was I going to lead that into? I'm going to lead that into something now. What the hell was I going to lead it into?
Something CNC maybe.
Wood.
All right.
When I've been in this house since '86. And did a lot of work, ripped walls down, and of course doing moldings, and I could never get casement moldings to fit right. And I have a friend him and his brothers and father are all not professional as a career, but they're all carpenters, and they're finished carpenters. They're really, really talented guys. So I would have him come over, and we would barter. I'd work on his car for him, and he would do some woodwork in the house. And he looked at some of the casements I did, and he goes, Ray, you're almost there. You're almost there. I said, I know, but I'm like cutting it. I said, that little bit of a gap, I can't get rid of it. I said, I could make metal fit to 100,000th of an inch. I was making molds. I was doing mold making because we had an injection molding machine, and we would make the molds in house. My boss would give me blueprints on the back of the bar napkin when he went out for lunch on how to make the mold. I said, I could do that, but I can't make wood fit. And he says, wood is so easy. You sand it, you file it, you kick it, you throw it. He goes, it all falls into place.
It's an art. It really is.
And you know what? Give me some metal. I'll make metal fit. I can't do it. So I don't know what the disconnect is.
Cut crown molding one time, and you'll realize it's an art.
Yeah.
I watched the guy that with a multiple, like a 4-inch crown molding, or to use it as a belt line molding, and he would cut along he followed the contour of the molding, and when those two pieces, it was like a finger joint when it went together. I was like, oh wow, beautiful. Yeah. So I don't know.
I wondered with crown molding, I always cut a sample. And that way I can go into the house and okay, it's got to go this way and that way. And then, and then you're cutting it upside down on the saw to begin with. And it's like, holy. I
know.
There's a lot of waste when it comes to crown molding in my
Yeah. You know what? I started paying people. I'd get a guy in, like, I'll pay you to do it. And I've had people tell me, hey, you did a lot of work in here. You're pretty talented. You could, listen, I know what my limitations are. Clint Eastwood, man. A man's got to know his limitations. I'd rather pay you and get it done right the first time, and then I'll do something else. I'll make some money.
Less stress. Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
So Louis, I think you said you may have a laser too, and I've used mine for cutting some of my veg tan pieces. You're not supposed to use it for a chrome tan because it actually it kind of gives a poisonous gas off.
Right.
When you do that. But I've been doing it on veg. You've had any really good luck with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've done it on my machine has an enclosure with a vent. So I got to vent it out, fan vent it. So I cut everything.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I got it vented outside and I made a makeshift box around it. It's a lower end atom stack that I got a few years back, and it's done the job. I'd love to get like a CO2 laser at some point.
Yeah,
but
me too.
This one does the job. But I was doing it, and actually I was using the laser, and I designed one wallet on my own, and I actually was lasering the stitch holes too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that just everything. What I like about that is you're going to get a straight cut way better than you're going to ever be able to cut by hand.
Yeah, and consistent. So if you're making multiple, it's always all of them are the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I found that combining those hobbies, I guess you want to call them. It's like yeah, because I did one wallet and it's like, okay, that looked way better.
Well, and also you can put your logo on the piece or customize their names and all that stuff. That works out pretty good too. And now I use my 3D printer to print stuff for wallets and different names and logos and all that stuff. So all that's mixing in.
Yeah, it's easy to cross all of those hobbies together. I suck at CAD, but I can print out something somebody else CAD'd already because I am just not good at CAD. I've tried to put the time. It's just so time consuming.
Yeah,
and that's
different
where
brain mode. Yep.
Yeah, I was actually doing some to where I crossed it over to where I was making some coasters on the CNC. I'd cut them on the CNC, then I would laser them on the laser, engrave them on the laser, and then I made a plastic 3D tray for them. So it's like you're crossing all of them together to make nice projects. But yeah, really, the leather is really nice. I like the hand stitching. It's just it's time consuming.
Mm-hmm. It really is. Yep.
Have you made any belts at all?
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right. I've not. That's one of the things I want to do next.
Yeah, I made cowboy belts. I made concealed carry belts, for guns.
Yep.
All of them. The cowboy action belts. You have to go on my website. I have a website.
You email that to me whenever you have a chance. I'd like to take a look at that since I'm just getting into this.
Yeah. So I have 3 machines. I have a Juki flatbed.
Okay.
With walking foot. I bought that used. Got a great deal on it. So they're out there, and that's a good machine. Not real good for thicker leather, but for wallets, purses, stuff like that. Now I make a lot of purses too. So I bought a cylinder arm machine, a Cowboy. It's called Cowboy machine.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
And so the guy that imports those into the country is one of my, not a neighbor, but he's in a couple towns over from me. So I bought one of those, and that's a beast. I can sew through 1.5 inches leather.
Wow.
It'll punch through it, man. Like
that's crazy.
It's a beast.
That's nuts.
And what's nice is it has the arm that comes out, so I can go around bends like when I'm doing purses and stuff. It's beautiful.
Those cylinder arms are really, it's one of those that's like, it almost makes sense to get one of those, and then if you needed to make a table for it,
they make them.
Yeah, just make a table for it, and then
they make
everything.
They make a flat table that bolts on to the cylinder arm, so you can have both worlds.
Yeah.
Yep. And then on my way here, so I couldn't put those machines in my bus. So on the way here, I bought a console portable machine, leather machine.
Okay.
And it's pretty nice. It's hard to work on it though because I'm used to the big dogs.
Okay.
But if I need to get something done, I can.
Yeah.
It comes in a case. Pretty nice.
You mentioned bus. I think I might have told Rob a little bit about. Tell him what kind of bus you're driving.
So I bought a 2003 Bluebird International School Bus, and we stripped it out and converted it into an RV. So that's what I'm in right now. So we're traveling full time in the bus.
Dude, are you sure you and I aren't related?
I know.
Dude, I swear to God, I think we may be brothers from another mother, maybe.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Because that's right up my alley. Actually, I took a 2017 ProMaster 2500 and converted that into a camper, and that's what I go camping, and it's fully self-contained.
Yep.
And then I'm also now just coming up in March. I'm going out to California, so I'm going to put my Honda 300L dual sport on a hitch and put it on the back of that. And I'm heading out there to go to a dual sport ride in California, all the way up in Nevada. And then while I'm out there, I'm on my own. So I'm gonna on this trip. So I'm gonna go to a couple of the national parks up there. Go to Zion and then hit up in Moab and just ride some of those epic trails up there. But You and I are right up the same alley, man.
Yep.
I remember I had actually mentioned that on this show. That was your COVID conversion.
That was our coat because I got my mother-in-law. We care for her, and we used that to get her back and forth to Arkansas.
Right.
Nice.
And I mentioned it on this show, back then, because I remember when you were doing it, and I said, "Hey, this is pretty cool." And now you don't have to stay in hotels. Everybody was staying away from people. I said, "Yeah, Rob's going off the grid here," and I thought that was cool.
A picture popped up the other day. It's like whenever COVID hit, we liked going to Longhorn, but all the restaurants are closed. But they did a really great job on their to-go orders, their curbside stuff. They did a great job on curbside. So we go get the curbside, and then we go park the van over in the shopping center parking lot, and we have a nice dinner in the camper and the table. And the pictures came up. It's like, you know what, those are some fun times. But I love to see some pictures of your bus.
Oh, we have a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah,
I'll send you the whole list.
That would be great.
When you get into this build, I mean, that's what we've been, it's been central on this channel for years now. In fact, I just did a replay last week when I was down in North Carolina on Motormouth Radio of a show last year when Lewis was setting up the solar panels, and and it was it just, people always have questions. It always piques interest, and it's a great project. And Lewis is, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Lewis had the idea in retirement of what he wanted to do, and then he did it.
Yeah.
And we all sat here and watched it in real time. And in real time, it goes a little slower. But I was like, at one point, I turned around and said, "Damn, yeah, he did it." And he's doing it. And trials, tribulations, failure. There's stuff. Right. But he just works through it like everybody else. No, not everybody else. A lot of guys I know say, "That's it. I'm done. Screw it. Throw the towel. I spent so much money already. I can't do anymore." But on channels like this and on Motormouth Radio, we're too damn stubborn to throw in the towel. We're going to make it work.
Especially when you got friends that can help.
Yeah, that helps too. Yes, having friends that help. Yes.
Yeah, even just to walk you through stuff, having the friends that even talk to you about it is a plus. Yep.
Just a little bit of knowledge there can help you get to that point or make you feel comfortable to go try it. And, I mean, I always felt like if you just get yourself to that point to where you just go in and try, you're gonna try to find a way to make it work. Then there's other people that are afraid to even try. I think if you get past that step and you're not afraid to try, I think you're going to be very successful.
Right.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
So, Lewis, you retired and then built the bus?
No. I built it while we were. I was still working.
Okay.
So it took us about 3.5 years.
All right.
I could have did it faster, but we, a little bit bougie. So my wife wanted some. If it was me, I'd throw a bucket in the bed in the back and took off.
Yeah.
But you got a woman riding, so.
Well, my wife, whenever she grew up, all they did was primitive camping with her dad in the back of the truck and a tent on the shore of the lake. And then she got to where she did that her whole life, and then got to where she was tired of it. Whenever I married into that family, I never had a chance to do that. So I got to start doing that with my father-in-law, and then I wanted her to camp with me. We had one horrible last camping trip, and she said, "I am done. I am never camping again." And it took me this. We call it, I think you're probably the same way. A lot of people call it glamping. It's not really camping, but I got her to where she'll go with me places in this because it's comfortable. I got a full-size bed. I got a microwave. I got a stove. I got a sink. It's all there, and she doesn't mind that.
Yeah, make it comfortable.
Not sleeping on the ground no more.
Yeah, that's great.
So do you have any other leather projects that you would maybe recommend after the purses and the wallets? What you would recommend maybe a newcomer to do?
The belts, I mean, that's a good way to go, but you've already jumped to the purses, so that's a big jump from the start. I started out with holsters, gun holsters, and my wife asked me if I think I could make a purse, and I was like, well, I don't know, let me see. and that's where it all took off. I made
Yeah.
the purse, and it was off to the races after that.
You know, there's a thing that I really like about the sewing piece of it, and I can think about some other hobbies that when you get to that point to where you see the finish, it's like you take that bag and you turn it right side out, and you get it all going, and it's like this. Oh, it's just, it's just beautiful. Whatever it's I don't know. It just makes you feel good. It's like, hey, man, I made that, and it looks good.
She gets all my prototypes, so anytime I do a new design, here's one. So here's a over the shoulder prototype thing I made.
Oh, I like that.
Real simple.
Yeah.
But she loves it. I guess,
that.
right, babe? You love it? Yeah, she says it's her favorite.
I hope she likes it.
I made some real high-end purses that I've sold to some celebrities, and they're real detailed and fancy dancy stuff. But she likes this one I just made real quick, so it's all in
I made one for the first time today. I've made a few keychains before, but one I made today. My daughter has an Apple AirTag, and she wanted a leather. So basically, it was kind of it's maybe sewn about halfway. You put the AirTag in, and then you put it together with a Chicago screw, and that way you can slip it in and take it out later on. So I made that for her today. That's the first one I've made though, and that turned out pretty good. I use it like
keychains.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big seller in leather is keychains.
Yeah.
Yep. So I made a valet, I guess what you call it.
Okay.
I made a couple of these.
Those just rivet the ends.
I like the brass. Yeah. Nice.
Yep. So there's a couple different ways to do it. Those are rivets, but I've seen guys use I don't know what the name of them are, but it's like a loop with a bar that goes through that screws in.
Oh, like they use on chains, on towing chains. Yeah, it's it's like a stirrup looking thing.
Yeah, so you can use all different types of things with that. You can sew it. You don't have to use hardware.
Right. No, I like the brass. That sets it off.
Yeah, so I got.
First thing I thought of is put a couple of grooves in it. I'll make a cigar ashtray out of it.
So I got a black one. Then I put a different color inside.
All right.
Nice.
All right. That's nice.
I don't know if you see it, but my logo's in there somewhere. It's like real.
Yeah, I can't see the logo, but I can see the color. That's nice.
Have you done any wet molding at all?
Yes, that's how I make my holsters.
Okay, I've not done that yet, but I've just been reading up on it. It looks like it doesn't look too difficult.
No, it's not. There's a couple of different ways to do it. You can use foam and press it with a press, so it wraps around your piece, or you can use like for my gun holsters. I'll put the gun in a plastic bag and put it inside the holster, and I'll wet mold it. But I'll put it in one of those bags that you use for freezer bags. It sucks the air out.
Yeah.
So I use one of those and it sucks all the air out, but then it wraps around the gun.
Oh.
And then I go in and burnish it a little bit, and it comes out really nice.
Nice.
So it's a whole bunch of different ways you can do it.
Yeah.
That burnishing, that's another thing too.
and even that, I mean, just leather holsters. Now the world is Kydex, man. Everything is Kydex all over the place. I mean, they make half and half leather and Kydex. But that's once that hit, it took over. And I got to say, a gun does really fit great in a Kydex holster. Although I don't like using it. I don't like using it in the waistband. At least I find it a little uncomfortable.
So that's why people go to leather, because the leather will after time it'll wrap around your body. It'll become part of you.
Yes.
Yeah. I hardly ever can tell I have a gun. I only have one gun, so I can.
Yeah. One on you right now. And that's even a lie.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. So I forget that I have it on because this leather holster is so comfortable.
Right.
It wraps around your belt. It just is, as long as you keep it oiled right, it'll last forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
What type of oil is the right oil to use?
You can use neat's foot oil.
Okay.
But you can use olive oil, all types of, oil is oil,
Uh-huh.
not motor oil. Don't put no motor oil on it,
the
but like vegetable oil, stuff like that.
the first wallet that I made this one here, and that's the same one of my design that I came up with. But I olive oiled this one, and I love the feel. It's more flexible. But I did read something recently that they were saying it could actually, the olive oil in it over time it may get rancid.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't know how factual that was or not, or how many hundreds of years that's going to take or not. But this
I'm
one
not
is
sure.
my favorite one because of it made it so soft.
Who knows? Some
Yeah.
people say
Well,
it.
I just got some of that Neat's Foot oil, and I've not tried it yet.
It works good.
Yeah. So what do you?
You
What do
gotta
you?
watch. It will make your leather darker. If you don't want it darker, don't use it.
Okay. All right.
But it will make it darker. And
What do
like,
you? What do you? Go ahead.
if you put a layer on it, and you want it darker, you put another layer on it. You can keep going and make it darker.
Cut
Let
it darker. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
What are you using for burnishing? I've got Toconol, but I've
I
seen
use that.
people. I've
You
seen
use
people
water.
using water. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
haven't
use
tried
water.
that yet.
So what you're doing is the fibers of the leather stick up. So when you put the water or the token oil or stuff on it, you're pushing it down, right? And when you're burnishing it, it heats up, and you're putting heat to it, and then it helps it stay down. So you can use a couple different things.
Yeah, recently came across somebody that was using water, and you said you use it too. So
because that token oil is expensive.
yeah, it does. It looks like it's gonna last a long time because you don't use a ton of it. But
Right.
yeah, it wouldn't like any of it. None of it's
I think
cheap.
it's lotion.
You could be right.
Because-
That's exactly the texture and what it feels like.
Yep. So I'm gonna try. I keep forgetting I got a little shop here in town that I work out of, and I'm gonna take some lotion to see if it works because I think it's lotion.
Rob, you got to build yourself up some stock and then take a spot at the depot.
Yeah. I mean,
there's another one that's closer to me that's a little bit, and I've been kind of toying with the idea because my daughter actually does a lot of knitting and crocheting stuff, so she makes a lot of stuff that way. And I've been thinking about between I make cutting boards and I make a lot of stuff. Between that and the leather, having a small space might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
So I got 2 orders for hats. I'm doing cowboy hats right now. So that's my next thing on the bench.
Do you have that hat handy, Lewis?
Yeah, I got mine right here. Hold on.
That's Rob. This is the one I was telling you about that Lewis made. This is phenomenal. I mean, you above anybody will appreciate this.
Oh, no, dude, that's nice.
All right.
That is super nice. Got a nice band around it. And nice.
Yeah, more brass. Nice.
Wow. You did a good job, Lewis.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I got 2 of those on the bench right now. We try to knock those out this week and ship them out, and keep it moving.
Yeah. There's a lot. You're right. There's a lot of things to make, and I've only scratched the surface and just trying to, as I said, educate myself and build up that skill that it just takes time in doing it. That's all it is.
That's all it is. Yep. Repetition.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to get the fellas in and see what they're talking about tonight.
There we go. Justin, Jim, Papa Squirrel. Meet Rob.
Meet
Hey,
Rob.
guys.
Hello, Robert.
Hey,
Hey, Rob, how are you?
I'm good. Hope you guys are doing good too.
Oh, yeah.
So Papa Squirrel and Debbie
Papa
snuck in on me.
Squirrel.
Yeah, they snuck in on me out here, Ray.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a message saying, "Hey, let's go to breakfast." So we went
Excellent.
to breakfast. Yeah.
That's kind of what I do to Rob when I'm downtown. Rob, what are you doing? I'm Pop Squirrel, you trimmed the beard. It looks good. Put a little bit of a trim on that. It's looking slick.
Yeah, every once in a while I have to cut something out of it.
All right. every now and again. Yeah.
Where you guys at, Papa Squirrel? You over in?
We're over right outside of, we're in Gold Canyon, which is right outside of Phoenix, right? Yeah.
Okay.
I get mixed up. It's right outside of Phoenix. My wife works for a friend of ours at the Arizona Ren Fair, and we're going to be here the next 8 weeks.
Yeah, we're gonna stop on our way over that way. I might be going over there Saturday to go to Barrett Jackson. I don't know if I'm going. I don't know.
I've been watching it for 2 days. I tell you it is. And Justin, the pictures you text today of that Corvette, I thought it was a Barrett Jackson car. Rob, Justin works up
thanks.
at American Gas, a hot rod shop up in Saginaw, Michigan, and these guys do some awesome builds. Just
Thank you.
phenomenal.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm a big fan. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
There you
some
go.
of that-
Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. So some of that Barrett Jackson stuff's been pretty cool. I've been watching a lot of that last couple days.
I love the early days because I like that. I saw a YouTube video. A guy did one on just a whole bunch of cars that sold for under $15,000. Some were like 7,900, 5,000, and some old customs that were didn't look really beat up either. Some
Oh yeah,
really looking.
that's
Did you see the caddy that went by?
Oh.
God, yes.
what in the world.
1994 Fleetwood Brougham.
I mean, it was nice, but wow.
7,997 miles on it. Okay, 8,000. Had the LT1 in it, of course. Sold. Two guys were bidding up. The car came in, and it came in at 30 grand. Like, what? I'm like, what the hell's in that thing? It's got to have like two LSs in it. No, and it went up to like 93,000. Final sale was
Really?
$102,300.
It was insane.
Crazy.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, that's what we did when we went to Mecum last year. Was we went on the first couple days. It's cool. Like, so there's some stuff that's not bad priced. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to see very obtainable stuff.
I do know that guys can pay to have their car on a certain day or on a better day. You can do that. So along with the premium, you can pay even more. So I guess if that's important. But that
Right.
Corvette is gorgeous. Tell us a little bit about that. That
It's
thing is
turning
just-
out all right. Yeah, that's the one we have the Art Morrison chassis and the LS3 in. Just got all the chassis and everything back from powder coat. So I spent the last few days putting everything together. The body just got polished out. I mean, that's original 1962 paint on that car.
Wow.
And we literally this morning it was a rolling chassis with an engine in it, and we got the body done, dropped it on the chassis, put the wheels and tires on. Like, it was a big day.
Yeah.
What year is it?
62.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gentleman that owns it, he bought it in 69. He's the third owner, and the car's been in a barn for the last 50 years.
Oh, God.
So we're
Not
he's
anymore.
this spring he'll be running it. We're gonna push and get it done for Detroit Autorama there at the end of February.
Yeah.
I wish I could have kept a barn for 50 years.
Yeah.
Cars have moved in 50 years.
And crazy. Yeah, it's turning out cool. Today was a great day.
Yeah.
Good.
That's a phenomenal build. It's very nice stuff.
I spent too many years moving in the military and everything else, so I never could keep a car or put anything in storage. Damn, I wished I had some of the cars that I had in the early days.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of that too. The guys that just have held on to them. That 67 Cougar XR7 we did a few years ago. That guy moved like 3 times. He took the car with him every time.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the garages it was in, like, they moved it outside for some reason. Then the garage caught on fire. Like, I mean, that car moved, but he kept it.
I just had a weird thought the other day watching the auction. I've had my Pontiac since 1975, and obviously it's part of the family. And I'm thinking that I've had conversations with guys that have long-term cars, and like, damn, how do you ever get rid of this car? Well, you can't. It's part of the family, And some people have been buried in their cars, but you can't even think about getting rid of it. And then I had the thought, I said, you know what? Maybe the thing to do is to get rid of it and then just buy like something else that you don't have an attachment to so that you don't feel bad leaving it when your time is up. Just an oddball thought the way my mind was going that night. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I've never met a hot rodder that can't list 3 cars immediately that they wish they would have never got rid of.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
exactly. But, I have a lot of friends who turn stuff over. They're always buying something new, fixing it, or, and then selling it, buying something else, and they get to experience a lot of different cars. I'm a keeper. I keep my stuff for a long time. So I'm the opposite. I have the opposite problem.
That's what one of our customers is. He'll buy. He's actually the one we went to Mecum with, and yeah, he'll buy something at an auction or online. We'll do a little bit of work to it. He keeps it for a year, maybe less, depending. And somebody give him a good offer on it. It's boom, it's gone. It's on to the next thing.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't really lose money on them, and I get to experience a lot of stuff.
Exactly. It's smart.
You move on to the next adventure, so you get caught up in that adventure, because a lot of times in projects I've worked before, I've had so much more fun building it and getting all the way up to where it's drivable and it's like, oh, this is one damn good car. And then you let it go because it's like the journey was almost more fun than having the car and driving it.
It always is. Yeah. Always. Yeah, it's that, you go through all the problem solving, the parts issues, and I'm still changing stuff on I just took my car apart just last year. It was done, and I decided I gutted the interior, put a different color carpet in, changed the seat, changed the dash up, put a cooling fan, electric fan in it. I spent like $4,000 on just touch-ups. If I would have had the vision the first time, I wouldn't have. And I don't care. It didn't bother me to do it. Just now I'm more happy with it than I was before. So people say, "Oh, your car's it looks good done." No, they're never done. They're never done. There's always something that can be changed.
Hey guys, I got to jump off. And Rob, I
Where are you
appreciate you
going?
coming on.
That's no problem. Appreciate you talking to me. Hate to suck up all your time.
No. So we'll get together. I'll send you some information on my leather stuff. And Brian, glad to see you here.
Send
Hey,
them,
all right, guys.
send them your the social media links too, Lou, so we can check out the bus.
Yeah, I'll send you all the good stuff.
Yeah, excellent.
All right, guys. I'll see you next week. And if I go to Barrett Jackson, I'll let you know.
All right, Louis.
Right on.
Talk to you
All right.
later.
Don't buy anything.
Yeah, don't buy anything.
Don't buy anything.
Oh, you won't be able to if you go this way. If you go
Yeah,
now,
I don't
No.
have to worry about it.
yeah, price of poker just went up.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Take care.
Take care. Be safe.
So speaking of Barrett Jackson, Rob, this is our good friend Brian down here, Matco Man Brian. You might have heard me talking about him. Brian is my buddy Rob. Just tonight, a 93 911 Carrera 2 went off. Beautiful car, in guards red, of
That's the
course.
best way to get it done.
And it went off at
She'll love it.
100 grand.
Yeah.
The Porsche files are out there. They're they're playing hard, playing to win. So
Yeah.
I saw that car go across the block.
it was just a couple hours ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something with the auction. I always say I'm just going to watch a little bit, and it's like 3 hours goes by. I'm like, what am I doing?
I did that all weekend last week with the Mecum auction.
Yeah.
What channel was the Mecum auction on?
ESPN Plus, I think. I watched it on YouTube. They run a live. You obviously don't hear them, the commentators talking about the cars, but you do get to watch them go across the block. And, you can hear what the auctioneers and stuff say about them. So
Because I was looking for it and I never really found it. I thought I saw ESPN, but couldn't find it.
and that's
Yeah.
a tough one too. They don't do every day. I think they might only do a couple different days.
Well, that Mecum Kissimmee is like a 2-week auction.
It's
And they
pretty
only-
big.
And they only show like the last 4 or 5 days.
I watch them all, but I guess because Barrett Jackson was the original, there's something about their production value that just, I think
Yeah.
they set the bar. The other ones, there was Russo and Steele some years ago was doing an auction. And there was another one too. I don't know. I guess just because I know Barrett Jackson from the beginning, it just seems to be that's the bar.
Yeah.
Barrett Jackson was the one smart enough to say, January is that dead month for racing. There's nothing
Yeah.
going on. So somebody said, hey, let's put a car auction on.
Right.
And since then, Barrett Jackson has taken everything and they've gone to the ultimate level as far as the production value and all that stuff. I mean, it's an experience.
Yeah. So, do you guys know anybody who's bought a car in an auction, or have you? Yeah, I'm sure, Justin. I'm sure you do because you know. Now, I do too, and I had to work on the car. It was that Roadrunner I worked on last year.
Okay.
This guy, he didn't tell me. I know he spent over $100,000 on this Roadrunner, and again, you get to see the things that other guys do, and then maybe that's why they sold that car. Maybe that's why they shipped it off. And in this case, it was totally repairable. It was just an oversight, as far as I'm concerned. It was just bad practice. But I guess you can see, Justin, you've probably seen some pretty bad and scary stuff.
There's a few, yeah. Well, like I said, when we were down at Mecum in Indy last year, he actually bought a '72 C10, and yeah, we brought it back. We had some work to do to it. It was a nice truck, but just the last few details, just they kind of missed it. You could tell almost like, hey, we got to get it done. Just here, cut corners, rush it, and send it out. Nice truck otherwise. But yeah, we've seen a few that were, oh yeah, I bought this at an auction, and I'm like, well, you should probably take it to a junkyard.
Yeah,
there's a few of them that have been pretty bad.
I know a guy here in town. One of the guys I used to coach with. He goes to a local auction, and he's gotten a few cars out of there. But most of the stuff they're getting rid of or going through. It's either government stuff or sometimes it's salvage, insurance stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of it, I think with the insurance side of it, it's Grand Theft Auto type of stuff where it just needs like the column redone or whatever. But he's gotten a couple of cars that he's just brought home and got rid of the car he had before that and used it as a daily. He's flipped a couple cars, but nothing. This auction site, I've gone on there. In fact, I think I sent a link to you, Ray, a while back. It's probably been about a year, but there was an old 1950s car, and then there was a Bentley. I sent the link to you and Lewis, I think. There was a Bentley, and it was like dirt cheap. And I think it was Lewis messaged me back and said, yeah, that's a great price until you have to fix something.
Well, right. And they mentioned that about Jackson today because there were a couple of Bentleys that went through, some Mercedes, high-end cars. And they said, like the Bentley was a $300,000 car new, and that was, it was going for like, $90,000. And they said they see that those cars have cooled, and they think it's because people are afraid to have to do the maintenance on them. And that's a very good reason to be afraid. So some of them now, I noticed they mentioned, I guess people are getting smart when they're selling them. A guy had a Viper. It only had 700 miles. It was out in a collection. And he said that it's got 700 miles because it's only had services done to it since it was new. And, that car now is as good as you're going to find. But I did notice this Barrett Jackson also, what they're doing is they're giving like Carfax information. They said, here's the car, and it has one incident in 2018, minor, it was fixed. So they have added that to their knowledge base, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
There was a Ferrari that went across the block yesterday, I think. And one of the things was they had $17,000 worth of maintenance done. 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's the Ferrari service. Yeah.
Is that just an oil change?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll tell you something. A buddy of mine has a new C8 Corvette. We were looking at it like, dude, I don't know how you work on this thing. I think the whole back end, it's mid-engine now. That whole back end comes out, I think. You're not working on that car.
Yeah.
Oh, probably not.
It's definitely, dealer service.
Well, I remember when the Ferrari 360s came out, we went to a restaurant And as we pulled into park, there was a Ferrari 360 there. And of course, I parked close by and I walked over and I'm just looking it over. A beautiful car. And the owner came out and we got to talking. And he told me just for plugs and wires and stuff, it was about $10,000.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm
geez.
like, you got to be, man, get the hell out of here. And I think it was like 15 plugs, wires. So basic tune-up plus, I think it was basic tune-up plus timing belt was 15 to 20,000.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you got to be joking. At that point, I'd go get me some spark plugs and do it myself. And he goes, but if you have Ferrari money, you don't do that yourself. And I said,
Yep.
well,
No.
good,
Yeah.
very good point.
Yep.
That's why I'm going to stick with my small block Ford.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
I did see a couple of Lincolns go by, Justin. I saw a few of those pass
There
you.
was a few.
Yeah.
That or
Some
you
of them.
get the Ferrari and stick the small block Ford in it.
Now, see, I'll sleep like a baby if I do that. I don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, get a Pantera.
yeah.
That's
I
all
would
right
love
too.
to get my hands on.
I
it.
actually had the honor of rebuilding a carburetor for a Pantera a few years ago. It was a Holly. No big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are cool.
I got to sit in one. It was nice. It was fun. I could only make the car noises. I wasn't able to do more than sit in it.
Right.
But hey, it was still a dream come true. It was still fun.
I did that once with a 06 Ford GT.
Mhm.
Like I got to sit in it. I was happy.
Yeah, I'd love to
It's
get
probably
that
as
up.
close as I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Rob, tell the guys about the truck that you're working on for that fella. That's a pretty interesting project.
It's actually been I would tell you a little story here. Unfortunately, it's been in my garage twice, but it's a 76 F100 short bed, and I have a 2011 Coyote in it, automatic. It's a sweet truck. It's got the 9-inch in it. Got a posi in it. But where I made the mistake on this one is that granted, this is one of those guys that's got the money, but doesn't have any the skills behind doing any work on it. So it's a friend of mine. And so what I didn't do, he was going to just daily drive it. You just want to drive it to the horse track and do this and do that. And I didn't put a drive shaft loop on it. Because we weren't hot rodding it. And I'm going, I've never put one on that I'm not really hot rod. And something happened to, I'm not sure, I don't even know what to say happened on this because it was a brand new built drive shaft and it was good, a very recommended one locally. But the front of the drive shaft, something between the transmission and the drive shaft broke and it dropped. And it just did this number. The whole housing for the transmission was shattered. It's not real thick either. So when we got this motor, I got a pull out on it on a local place, and I know the car had been hit, but it had been hit from behind, and I don't know if the transmission maybe was fractured or what that just caused that, and then it just dropped. But so I had a bunch of work to do there. I got a new drive shaft made. I get another transmission in it. And then we put a QA1 front end under it because I had originally, whenever I did it, kept the twin I-beams he wanted. So did all that, but now we got the QA1 in it. I had to relocate the oil filter. And the last thing I'm doing now is I had a small leak in the gasket on the rear end, so I pulled the pumpkin out. Let me tell you what, the older I get, I have lost a lot of strength. Because I remember the days when I could lay under a car. I had a Chevy 2 that I shade tree mechanic forever. You could lay that transmission on your gut and just lift it up and put it in. Or even I've pulled pumpkins out before and done that. I had a hell of a time putting that damn pumpkin in. I finally got it on a floor jack, and it's only ever me. Floor jack got it up there and lined in, but I got a couple of little things I'm finishing on it. But it's a sweet truck. It's a good daily drive. There's nothing, it's a stock 2011. It was actually a reman engine whenever we had the pull out and only had like 3,000 miles on it. So it was a good one. So that one's getting ready to get out of my shop, and I've got a C10, an 87 C10 that somebody wants me to finish for them, and I've got it. It's all in pieces. The body's just barely sitting on the frame, and he's got a 2004 Corvette LS in it that he wants to put in it. So I've seen the motor. I don't know too much about it, but he wants me to build that up. But this is another guy that they've got money, but they know simple mechanics. They don't know how to come up from the bottom. And it won't be show. It'll be a driver. But,
How is the it may be a stupid question, but how is the truck market, those square bodies, how's the market down there in your neck of the woods?
for some reason, so just for you guys, I'm actually in the Charlotte area. I'm on the outskirts of Charlotte, but he's actually picked up another recent one, an 86 C10, and he only paid $2,500 for it.
Right.
It needed a little bit of work, but they're not. I've seen them that need a lot of work, and they're in that $6-7 grand range, maybe to something that's they're not crazy. To me, what I've seen over time is it seems like a lot of prices are lower, at least than maybe they were 10, 15, 20 years ago. It seemed like in that time range, it seems like everything peaked around then, but it's not too bad. And there's a lot of, what's nice about those is a lot of parts availability for them. I've got a 1961 Mercury Meteor 800 here.
Oh wow,
And
Nice.
that's another one. I'm just doing mechanics on it, and it's a big boat. But it's like, now I know why I always stuck with Mustangs and Chevelles and because it's so damn hard to find parts. I mean, you could do a lot of research. We talked earlier about having the internet to do research and find things, so it's made it a little bit easier. But man, just finding simple things. I had a hard time finding front shocks for it. So
Wow.
it's crazy. Yeah, that's a big boat of a car, but I was just doing mechanics, and he was going to take care of all the body work. But
That's a cool
having popular cars that's got parts is definitely the way to go.
And I don't do that. I found myself. I keep jinxing myself with goofball cars.
Let me tell you what; those are my favorite to look at a car show, without a doubt, because you've seen a million Camaros, you've seen a million Mustangs, you've seen a million Chevelles. They all basically, don't get me wrong, I love all those cars without a doubt. But whenever you see them, you're just seeing the same car over and over. I like to see that, that crazy Cadillac or the crazy, Mercury or something oddball. I have so much appreciation for that because of the work that they put into it. And it's something different. I love that, but damn, it makes it hard.
Same here. Yep.
Yeah.
It's the same problem.
Yeah.
And I keep doing it too. I just keep doing it.
Glutton for punishment.
Yeah, I apparently must have done something in a past life that I'm atoning for now.
It's funny you say you realize as you get older you're not as strong. We had a game today, and at the very end of the game, one of the kids got hurt, and the boys were bringing him off the field, and I went out there and I picked him up to get him off the field, and I set him down on the ground, and kid's probably 130 pounds. And after the game on the bus ride home, I tweaked my neck, and I'm going, what did I do? I'm sitting here, rubbing it going, I don't know what I did. And I'm thinking back, like, was it one of the times we scored? And I'm like jumping up and down, like what? And then it clicked. It's when I picked that kid up.
Yeah.
Because I walk in the door when I got home right now, and I'm like, man, now my back is aching. What the hell did I do? Back, not even 5-10 years ago, I'd have heaved him up and ran across the field with him. I'm like, what the hell is this? I don't know this stuff.
That's why my wife had to get a sling thing that they make for picking people up off the floor.
Yeah.
Because she tried to pick me off the floor and put me on the bed. She could get me on the bed, but she couldn't put me on the bed because I have no handles.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I got handles with the wrong type.
Okay.
So I want to back up a bit. I'm sorry, Papa Squirrel. Finish your thought.
I'm just going to say that now I don't need it anymore, but she keeps it around the house so in case she has to pick me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, either that or transmission. So the reason I asked about the truck is because last year my daughter and son-in-law moved into a new place in kind of like it was in the same town, but and of course as I come in off the main road, I'm driving by. Whoop! I stop short because I see something in the driveway of this guy's house, and here it is.
Wow.
And I've been watching this thing now for a year, and as of just last week, it's still sitting in the same spot. Sometimes there's 3 cars or trucks around it. He's got something in the garage. There's a basketball that rolled under it that hasn't been moved in a year. And I told my son-in-law, I said, listen, I said, the day that thing moves or there's a sign in it, you go up there. I said, I'm going to wire you the money. I want that truck. I said, because I know I can flip that thing up here. Up here, the knot is heavy.
No, yeah, same here.
And the reality is, I'm going to keep it.
That's a huge problem with flipping cars.
Yeah.
Because you got to go, oh my God, a great deal. I'm going to flip that car easy. You get it and you get attached to it. And next thing you know, it's your damn car and you never sell it.
Right. And you know what? And that's the problem. I'm not even attached to it, but I like it. I like it because I like those trucks. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. So far, nothing has moved, but that's in the Charlotte area. That's in the lower Charlotte area. They're in the southwest corner. I mean, they're only 20 minutes out of South Carolina. They're way down there. But yeah, so that's the problem with that.
All right, guys, time for me to bail out of here.
All right, Jim. Good seeing you.
Later, Jim.
Take care, everybody.
Take
See y'all
care.
next week.
You do.
All right, you know what we'll do? Rob, as is our convention, we're going to end the live stream, but we stay on, so you're welcome to hang with us and shoot the breeze. With that, I'll say thanks to Rob for coming on. It was great to hear about your projects, and glad to put you and Lewis together with the leather projects because he's a wealth, and you seem to be on the right foot yourself. So
It was nice to know that he's actually my kin brother, I think. So,
I know a lot of commonalities. It's pretty scary. That's why I said I gotta put you two together. And so for Lewis Lee, Ray Guarino, Motormouth Radio, of course, Matt Coman, Brian, Justin, we got Rob, Papa Squirrel, and Matt Coman, Brian, Isaac. Where'd Matt Coman go? There he is. He's at the bottom. We'll be back next week, but for now, we're signing out. We're gonna hang out. So we'll see you later. All right.